This is a Blurring Out with Eric Blair show. We're here at NAMM 2012 at the JZ microphone booth with the legendary Steve Stevens. Steve, you are known for your work with Billy Idol, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Sure.
So now tell me essentially, quickly, how you got involved with Billy Idol and about that ride.
Well, Billy and I met in 1981, and I was with a previous band that was managed by Bill Aucoin, who was manager of Kiss. And Bill picked up Billy Idol, and towards the end of the Generation X time, and brought Billy to New York City. And I was leaving my band just as Billy came to New York, and we met, and I guess the rest is rock and roll history of some sort. And 30 years later, we're still working together and actually recording some new music now. So.
What was it when you first got together that made you think this is going to work and we're going to have magic?
Well, it was really the ingredient of myself, Billy, and our producer Keith Forsey really gets a lot of credit. And I think Billy coming from the punk rock side of things, and I was, a guitarist who was really coming from the classic rock school, Page, Beck, and Hendrix, and Clapton, and then you had Keith, who is coming from a dance music background, Giorgio Moroder, and really, pulled our resources, and I think we were all just, we were really hungry to kind of discover new musical avenues, and we didn't just want to do the same old thing. Billy didn't just want to do punk rock music, and I think we just had the respect of letting each one of us do what each one of us did well, and we worked very hard on those records, and hopefully we made music that'll last and stands the test of time.
Well, it does. I mean, a day doesn't go by where you don't hear one of your songs on the radio with Billy Idol or another artist.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at it as, I'm a guitar journeyman, and whether it's get a call from Michael Jackson or to work on a Top Gun film, or I work with a techno group called Juno Reactor. It's all, the main thing is that I want to continue to grow and learn as an artist and as a guitarist. So it's great to, when I show up for a session or work with people, I absorb what they do, and I'm there to do the best job that I can do. And, I think the thing that served me, best throughout my career is that I don't let my ego lead me, and I just show up and play guitar.
In 2005, you came out with Devil's Playground,
right.
And you and Billy had been working years on that, and that is just a masterpiece of musicianship, songwriting-wise, just off the cuff, off the chain.
Oh, thanks.
Now tell me about the process and the length it took you guys to make that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is kind of boring crap, but I'll make it short. We went through a series of changes with the record label, and lo and behold, we ended up at Sanctuary with John Kolodner, the legendary John Kolodner. And actually, once we were working with John, the doing the record really didn't take that long, but it was all the crap that we went through before that time, and once again you had Billy and myself and Keith Forsey, and at that time our drummer was Brian Tichy, who really made a big contribution to that record.
JZ microphones. How did you get involved with JZ microphones, and what do you love about them?
I'm just like anyone else. Late at night I'm on the internet, and I think there was a mention on Harmony Central that Michael Wagner had started to work with JZ microphones, and I've done a record with Michael, and
Is that the Atomic Playboys?
No, it was actually a record called Jerusalem Slim. It was never released in the United States, and the singer on that was Michael Monroe.
Okay.
And if there's anyone that knows about recording guitars and capturing guitars, it's Michael Wagner. So I said, oh, what is Michael doing here? And he had hooked up with JZ microphones, and so I just dropped him an email and said, hey, I'm very interested. I had seen some YouTube videos, and they sent over a bunch of mics to try out, and trusted me with them, and spent some time, demoing things up, and we built a relationship. And now I'm not an engineer; I'm a guitar player, but I do have a home studio that's pretty extensive. Pro Tools based and BAE mic pre's and API and all this good stuff, and I really need a microphone that I can just capture. I don't want to have to think about compression and EQ and all this, and I need a mic that sounds really good without all that stuff. So the Black Hole was a set and forget kind of situation for me.
Will the Jay-Z microphone be appearing on the new Billy Idol album?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing some vocals with it, and I keep things as simple as possible. The mic's there, the cable goes into a mic pre, into Pro Tools, and that's it,
And then lastly, before we let you go, a lot of people want to know about the Bozzio Levin Stevens collaboration. What was that experience like for you, and what did you learn about yourself as a musician from that?
I mean, really, that was, a dream to work with, guys that are on that level and that caliber. And when I initially met with Terry, and we said, well, who are we going to get for bass player? We're like, well, I don't know if he'd do it, but what about Tony Levin? And the fact that, we contacted him and he said, yeah, sure. I remember the day I walked in the studio and there's Terry's monster kit and there's Tony, with his stick, Chapman stick, and I had to pinch myself. And once again, it's like, I'm just here to play guitars as damn good as I can,
What can people expect from the new Billy Idol record?
Hopefully, we'll continue to push the envelope and try and do the essence of what we tried to do back then with Rebel Yell was use technology, use dance elements, as well as use the rock and roll side of guitar playing, and we're trying to do that in 2012.
Well, Steve Stevens, much success in the new year.
Great, thanks.
Blaring Out with Eric Blair with Steve Stevens. It's a 2012 Namm show at the Jay-Z microphone booth. Signing off.
Keep it clean, kids. Keep it clean.
The Blaring Out Show.